Alan, how are you?
Fine, you, Reagan?
I'm good. So we're here today to talk a little bit about the 207.
Yeah, the problems on 207.
Problems on the 207, and you feel like this has been a long, outstanding, ongoing situation.
Yes, I've been complaining about Highway 207 to the councilors, to the peacekeepers. Since I moved out there in '97,
right.
I've been complaining about the traffic, the trucks on there. I'm not the only one. I know there's a lot of other people who do complain about it. And I guess I asked them a lot of times, why don't they complain? They said, we do, but nothing gets done. They said they complain to the peacekeepers, they complain to the council, and nothing gets done.
Right.
So their complaint is just ignored totally. And one of the problems with being out there is that we're not in the Kahnawake village area.
Right.
We are on the outskirts of Kahnawake. So whoever in council or peacekeeper, majority of them live in the village who do not have to face this traffic or these problems that are out there on 207.
Okay. Fast forward to 2012. It's a long time since you've moved out there and been feeling like, you know, you've complained and complained. What seems to be the issue present day?
Okay, the present day issues right now is that one is that there are heavy trucks, dump trucks that constantly use that road to go to the quarry coming off the Mercier Bridge. They use it as a shortcut. Okay? Instead of going around like they're supposed to by St. Constant using Route 30 to come in, it's a shortcut. Whenever I complain to the peacekeepers, they say, well, they go out there, they have an agreement with the quarry and the council that they could use 207, and I've checked into it, and they said there's no agreement. I have paperwork that even states from Transport Quebec that they have to come in by Highway 30 and not more than 100 meters past coming towards the village, not more than 100 meters, which only means about 300 feet.
Okay.
That's as far as they're allowed. Trucks are allowed for delivery to your house or anything, just like me. I have a business out there. My shop is out there. Trucks have to come in for deliveries or all the other businesses. But in this case of the quarry, they have access by Highway 30. As a native of Kahnawake, to me, this is ridiculous. Why should we wait, as we always say, in our territory?
Right.
I'm not saying we have to be abusive about it, but it gets frustrating when we can't access our own network over here.
So what is a bit of the history of the 207?
It was an old railroad line that the railroad at the time, I don't know, back in the 1800s sometimes, they expropriated the land to make the railroad where it used to go right down to where the hospital is. There was a wharf there. The railroad ceased operations in, I think, 1882. And all I know after that is that people who lived out there more or less used it as a roadway because there wasn't as many cars. They just had their horses and buggies and whatever to come into town. There was railroad tracks, and that was the dead end. They used to call it the end of the road. And then in '74, I guess Transport Quebec decided to continue the road up to St. Remy. So I guess they expropriated land again from the farmers, and they continued that road. Now you see we're coming up over here, this intersection over here. I'll pull over on the side.
Okay.
Because over here the sign says St. Isidore, St. Remy. They don't say nothing about Kahnawake, Tennessee or anything. And there's a sign over there that says no trucks. That means cube trucks, trailer trucks, except for delivery. Naturally it's in French, okay? And we live in Kahnawake, and yeah, we have French signs over here. And in the morning, this place is ridiculous because people trying to get onto the bridge, the traffic is backed up. We'll ride down on there. And as I said before, there's people who work, who have to be here by 9 o'clock coming in. They have to go around. There's the buses, the school buses, who have their schedule to meet to get the kids to school on time. They have to sit in the traffic. In the morning, you should see how many people are sitting in the traffic over there versus the same thing, how many people are going across the bridge. I swear there's thousands and thousands of cars going across the bridge.
You were also saying that the 207 doesn't actually belong to Kahnawake.
Right. Well, you see in here, the paper there says that it was reverted to the band. So then when I asked, where's the legal papers on it? Where's the legal transfer that it was given back to them? And then there's another piece of paper that states Transport Quebec still owns Highway 207. It was never legally transferred back as far as I know of, unless there's some paperwork someplace.
Right. Rhonda, the 207 seems to be an issue, an ongoing issue, especially over the last couple of years, where safety concerns have been cited, jurisdiction over the road, and now the Mohawk Council does have a project that's upcoming in terms of construction. But before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about some of the outstanding issues for residents that live on the 207.
Well, it's been a number of years that people have been contacting MCK, and you know, everyone is well aware of the condition of the road. It's very narrow. In the winter, it's even narrower. We know that there's a lot of traffic going on the 207 to get to the Mercier Bridge. We do have a lot of businesses that are there. So, you know, we have complaints about a lot of different things on the road. You know, that's a lot of things that we've taken into consideration. We are finally, you know, at a point where we're able to start the culvert project. It's been a better part of 3 years that we've been working on it. It's in a two-step phase. The first culvert that will be replaced is right at Lafleur's. The second one will be by Edward Fine Day, which is a much bigger culvert that they have to do, and that's being actually being designed and made as we speak. So it's going to be some time before it actually arrives. It will affect, you know, everyone who is living on the 207 substantially, because it will be blocked off. We are working with the fire brigade, the ambulance service, peacekeepers, to ensure that we do, you know, community members are covered in that area.
I'll pull on the side. Over here, there's what you call conduits over here. That there's creeks coming from the back over there. Runs across here, okay?
Okay, so that's to help with the flow of the water from,
the flow of the water. Now, what's happening is that sometime this month, they are going to be replacing these culverts in there, if you call them, not conduits, culverts, inside there. So I was told that they're going to dig up the road over here, but so I asked the question, well, what's going to happen to us residents up there? I still live another 3 kilometers further down. I says, what happens to me or all the other people on that side? He says, well, they'll close the 207 and they might they'll let the residents through over here. I don't know how they're going to do that. It's a small road, but they have to cover, let's say, the culverts right across the road, everything. But the main point again is that communication-wise, they never told us that when it's going to happen. They never spoke to us about what is the best thing that could happen for us. If not, we have to go around again to get into the village.
So initially we had thought we were going to be able to make a deviation road. DFO, which is the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, denied the permit because of the wildlife and fish life that's going on in there. So that's the reason that we have to actually close the road.
So they denied the permit. I think this brings us to the jurisdiction of the road and who actually owns that road. Does Kahnawake, why can't we just say, well, we're doing it?
Well, because we're not paying for it.
Okay.
So MTQ is responsible for repairing the roads, and that's part of the negotiations that have been going on for quite some time. Our capital unit will be doing the work. So, you know, right now, in talking to a community member this morning, they were very concerned about not having, you know, that they feel that we're bowing down to the Quebec government. And I explained that there is only one road for people on the 207 to use, which is the 207. The problem is that we have people who own large a lot of acres in that area, and who are not allowing anybody to make any roads. So, you know, that's a problem. If we had other roads that people could use, this wouldn't become an issue for anyone. But it's something, you know, we're trying to do as quickly as possible, and making sure that, you know, all of our bases are covered, where the ambulance services and, you know, emergency services are covered. People, you know, it will be a little difficult if you really want to go to some of the businesses there. You'd have to drive around, but you know, it's not unlike any other repairs that are going on in other communities. There's major detours all over the city right now.
How is this going to help the 207, the culvert repairs?
Well, it all has to do, actually 2 or 3 years ago, the culvert at Lafleur's did cave in. So it's, you know, number one right now, it's the safety for community members who are using the road. That's our major one concern. You know, that we've been trying to find money to actually look at repairing the whole of 207. That started back in 1999 with the 10 agreements. That was a line item. And at that time, to repair the 207 was in the area of about $10 to $16 million. And that's 99, you know, early 2000 prices. What we wanted to do, or what had hoped at that time, was to put in the infrastructure for water and sewer. And also that is in the millions of dollars, because all of those people south of the village proper do not have water and sewer. So, you know, why repair the road and then a few years, if we are able to find money, tear it back up and put in water and sewer, and then have to repair that again. So that's part of the delay, but also because of the price.
Right over here, the quarry, that when the trucks come out, there's no signs on there saying that trucks have to go one way or the other. There's nothing at all. So a lot of them say, well, they still have this agreement with the council, the quarry, they can use 207. See, if you look over here, there's the quarry. 207, Highway 30 is over there. So see, there's no, over here we come, once they stop here on 207, there's no signs. See?
That say what?
Trucks have to use Highway 30. So naturally, a lot of them say, well, I came up that way, I'm going back the way I came to the Mercier Bridge. I live right down in the back, this road over here. So see, when I come out, traffic is going down this way. I come out here, I have to wait. Now sometimes could be 50 cars, 100 cars, I can't get out. So for me, it's not nice to do, but I come out, I'm not gonna wait. I have to force myself on, which is not nice to do, but I do not have access. People don't stop for us to let us come out onto the highway over here.
Okay, so Jody, we're here to talk about the 207. Right now, there's going to be a big project happening. But first, let's start off with just the general surveillance of the 207, like in terms of the traffic and also big trucks. What do the peacekeepers do to maintain the security of that road?
Well, we do have an officer at the end of the 207, next to Highway 30, every morning till I believe it's 9 o'clock. They're not always there. Right now we're kind of, you know, all over the place patrolling and stuff like that, so there may not be someone always there. There is signs up that they're not allowed to go on to 207 to access it from 6 to 9 o'clock. So, but they patrol as well. The heavy trucks are not allowed to be on there at a certain time as well, and I believe it's till 9 o'clock.
Okay, but what do the Kahnawake peacekeepers do to maintain the security on the 207?
When we do get complaints about heavy vehicles, we do go check it out. If they have permits or whatever to be out there, then that's fine. A lot of the heavy trucks do use the Highway 30 though. I mean, you know, it's easier access and such.
There's a few companies now on the 207 that are using like the quarry or other vehicles. How do you differentiate between who's local and not local?
Well, I mean, that's it. You know, they'll do regular spot checks on the vehicles and, you know, try to determine if they are coming from in Ganawagi or what, because it does, there's the signs posted, it's supposed to be only local deliveries as well, so.
Do the peacekeepers issue tickets if trucks are in violation of the law?
Yes, they do. The fines can range from $100 to $200 plus court costs.
Right. Do the Ganawagi peacekeepers get a lot of complaints about the 207?
You know, it seems to be like at the beginning of the year when the trucks start being allowed to be on the road because they're only at a certain time. It starts there and then sporadically after that.
Would you say that the road is pretty safe to travel on?
I mean, I'm not in charge of safety.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We all know it's a very narrow road and it does need to be repaired.
Okay. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk with us today.
No problem, anytime. Thank you.
Look, see, there's a non-native truck right there that just passed, see? He's just going down on 207.
Yeah.
So that's not right. He shouldn't be on there, and this is why the road gets beaten up too by them trucks too. But us, we can use it.
So what would you ultimately, you know, with all this being said, what would you like to see happen at this point?
Okay, well, one of the things you have to have more control over it. First of all, you got to get the land back to the community. And maybe do like on the outside to have this public, private-public services, eh?
Right.
A lot of places do have roads where you go around Toronto. They have a public road service over there where it's a toll road, but it's run by the public sector, eh? Public-private sector.
So if you want to use the 207 in the morning, you got to pay to use it? Right. I mean, this isn't the first time I've heard about that. So.
No. Okay, you could see another truck. See, just standing right here. There's two trucks from the outside who are going down 207. I can't give you a definite answer to say what is the best solution.
Right.
But I think when we look at a lot of recommendations, something could be solved. But I mean, I think between the hours of 6 and 9 in the morning, this highway should be restricted to residents only, because I say the business people, maybe one or two of them might complain, the gas stations over there. So them, they would say, well, this and that. Yes, but you don't live out here.
And also you feel that the road needs to be fixed. And as we seen when we took a ride down here, there was a lot of bumps and potholes.
If they do rehabilitate this whole highway, all it is a speeding zone again. I'll be honest with you. It's a speeding zone.
Dealing with some of the issues, like, you know, heavy trucks they shouldn't be able to access the 207, or the traffic issues, who handles these types of complaints? Because obviously it can't be the portfolio chief that sits on this file.
Well, of course, you know, we're all responsible. You know, the complaints, speeding, you know, is another big issue on the 207. The heavy trucks, I mean, there are businesses out in that area.
Right.
The idea
that
for
need the heavy trucks.
Yeah. And you know, we can't tell individuals, business owners, that, you know, we're not allowing it. I mean, although there was a couple of years ago, there was a referendum on not allowing any more heavy trucks due to the conditions of the road.
Right.
So you know, although, you know, some people think we are just doing things at the drop of a hat and that we're bowing down to the Quebec government, it's certainly not that. You know, we've taken a lot of things into consideration on how to execute this project.
Close the damn 207. I want them to say it, close it, because nobody observes the rules or anything from the outside. And I said, well, I'm the same way. I don't want to see it closed, but a lot more control by the peacekeepers and everything else. I remember at one meeting, they even said they would put a highway patrol. I even raised my hand and said, I'll volunteer, don't even pay me, just give me the authority.
All right, well, thank you, Alan.
Okay,
it's been
Reagan,
informative.
Right, okay.
Give me a ride back to town now.
Hitchhike, catch the next bus. I mean the next truck.
Stick my leg out.
Yeah, one of them, look, here's another guy. another one, see? See, look, there's another guy who's not supposed to be on there.
Kanya ke haga thadi adaraste kayerniga hiadu zawade rodu.